Yes, we are live, and this is Kid Gav Sasa TV, and in studio with me is one and only Bwana Mwenda. Bwana Mwenda, I can see you uko kwa farm,
Yes, yes,
so
yes.
you
I'm,
tell
I'm
us.
here with the birds.
Yes,
I'm here with the birds, and
okay,
thank you, Habs. You will. I want first to show everybody. Then we can go to a silent place whereby we can talk, and
okay,
I can take your questions. My name is
okay,
Francisco Mwenda. Welcome to Attain Poultry Farm. Uh, Last week we had the Citizen TV. Is it last week or this week? This week, only this week. We had the people from Citizen TV who visited us, and they wanted to see how we do our turkey breeding project. This is a train poultry farm. We are based in Kahawa West, and from this location, we breed
yeah,
turkeys. I think the viewers can see the different units that we have.
okay,
What we do is we do selective breeding of these turkeys to avoid inbreeding. So we are 5 years into the business. For 5 years at Attain Poultry Farm, we've been farming turkey, and this is a venture. This is a dream that we are building to see to it
okay,
that at at a particular point in time, we will be able to have Kenyans get into the turkey farming business and successfully breed them for the market. I speak like this because I'm aware and I have had the opportunity to address different companies of a demand that is growing for the bird in Kenya. And in the last 2 weeks, I've been moving around. I've been moving around Kenya in the mountain region. That is from
okay,
Embu, Chuka, Meru, Nanyuki, Nakuru, Nyeri, trying to see who is out there, Kenyan, who is doing it and doing it successfully within the standards that are required by the manufacturing companies that have approached me. So what there is
okay,
that people are looking at how they can get supplies, weekly supplies of turkey meat for the indigenous market and the export market. And
okay,
interestingly enough, we are unable to say yes, we can, unless there's a network built and unless people get into this farming intensively. So unless we have a plan, which I have set aside to work for 5 years and grow breeders and also partner with people out there, provide good breeders for these particular markets. The people I have seen in Kenya who are doing it large scale are the Wazungus. I've seen Farmers
yeah,
Choice producing turkeys in Eldoret. I've seen another lady who supplies Farmers Choice. Her name is Nightingale Farm in Naivasha. So the question of why are Kenyans not stepping up to this play? What is impeding this successful production of these birds? And yeah, so that is the content of which I was discussing with people in Citizen TV earlier this week. So I'm happy, Habs, for contacting me. And yes, I know there's lots and lots of questions people might be having, and myself, I'm willing and able to support guys to do this. And yeah,
So people want to know how much does the turkey cost, a small one?
The small one or the big one?
Let's start with the small one.
Now, there's a business of selling poults. Poults is a chick for the turkey. Successful selling of poults would be basically starting at 3 months old. If you're selling to somebody who has not had an experience in producing them, because of the sensitivity and nurturing requirements that a poult requires to grow. They are fragile. The mortality rate is quite high. Maybe I could place it at 90%. So that is the reason why not everybody has them. On the return on investment, I can tell you, it is one bird that is prolific. It is able to lay. In 1 year, it can go to laying seasons thrice. Every long rains period, that is the time turkeys go into laying seasons. So they are prolific birds. They are reared for the white meat. They are also reared for their eggs. They're very rich in potassium, proteins, and some minerals. And the turkey has always been, we are trying to demystify this thing that the turkey has to be eaten by the white man. Local homesteads can afford them if people do them in large scale. That is the only way that they are going to be able to lower the production costs and the prices in the market. Presently, a kilo for turkeys ranges between 800 shillings, Kenyan shillings, to 1,200 for the top end market. Myself, I do it at 1,200 per kg. Because I target the high end affluent Kenyan market. So now the poults at 3 months, we sell them at 2,000 shillings each. At a month, the market rate going is normally 1,000 per chick, a month old. And this is for a specific variety of the turkey, because we have different types of turkeys. In Kenyan market, we have 3 major types: the black bronze turkey, the pure white Holland, broad-breasted turkey, and then we have the royal palm. When you go to YouTube, farmers in American countries, European countries, they do large-scale production of turkeys, mass production, starting with poults in January. By October, towards Thanksgiving, towards December, Christmas, these things are harvested and sold, processed. There's the opportunity to process them into sausages, into smoked turkeys, into processed meat, basically. So yes, a big mature turkey that is matured at maybe between 6 months to 8 months. I normally sell them at the male at 5,000 shillings and the female 4,000 shillings. That is the market rate for turkeys online. You can look at groups. We have major ornamental birds breeders groups that sell birds like this. This is just one of the ornamental birds that people are keeping, and the costs is set there due to the high demands of the bird, the high production costs per bird. A mature turkey matures at 8 months. That is the time they start laying. They start, breeding. So between day 1 and 3 months, most of these turkeys, if you're doing them in large scale, requires a controlled environment. A brooder will do. Brooders is basically a room that is cleaned, prepared nicely for the chicks, for the small poults. It is provided by the It is provided with clean water, some vitamins in the water, some energy giving feeds. It is also provided with heater bulbs. In Kenya, I don't know how they do it out there, but in Kenya, the climatic conditions for the turkey, especially in the up countries, mountainous regions, they require heating. In Nairobi, myself, I always put my birds into heaters, and that is how I do them. That is how I do them. Success rate for 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 rearing poults right now, I can tell you, I'm able to confidently say my success rate for rearing poults is 95%. This is after 5 years work. It is not something I woke up and attained just like that. And it's a process. It's a process. You got to learn what a turkey requires. You got to learn the medications required. You got to learn the feeding patterns of a turkey, and you also need to be very, very hands-on if you need this business to be a success for you. So yes, Habs. Other than that, I don't know what else you
Uh,
wanted to know.
uh, I'll just pick a question from one of our viewers. They are asking how much, what was the initial capital you started with?
I started small. I will tell you, I bought a male 5 years ago. I bought a male and a mature male and a mature female. That was 5,000 shillings and 4,000 shillings for the female. And I had only one variety, just the black bronze. Even in this farm right now, you can see we have a lot of the black. The whites are very, very small in number because of the demand. People want to see the white more because of its ornamental value. They want the white one because uh, you know many different people want to see them on the grass at home. They look beautiful. That is what I'm trying to tell you. And yes, we also have the sweet grass variety. This is a bird that has three colors: the white, the brown, and the black. Mostly on the
Okay.
wings, on the wing blades.
So maybe probably you can just show us around. Maybe some people missed what you showed before. So you can show us around as we
Oh,
take some questions. Yeah,
I, I
as we
can
take
see the
more
photo
questions.
as hung. I don't know whether you're able to see. Are you able to see
Yeah.
the turkeys?
Yes.
So these are now on their 4th month. This is how they look when they are 4 months. We have a mixture of males and females. You are able to see the males at this age quite from afar. You can tell the sexes. When you look at some of these turkeys, they they happen to look like they have a chain on their neck with the glands pronounced. That is the male. The female has no pronounced gland on the neckline, and in size they are normally smaller than the males. So those are 4 months.
Okay.
Those are 4 months. We have the mother unit here. Uh, these are on the 3rd month. These are on the 3rd month. These are poles for the viewers. You can see them. These are mothers that have finished with the poles the other day. So we have the males, mature males that we process. We select for the meat market. So we have these males. These are
Okay.
uh, these are 8 months now. They're already mature. We put them aside. All these are males. We put them aside to avoid inbreeding. To avoid inbreeding. So once we have selected the males that we want to breed, We keep them in different sections and breed them a male to every female. This is a mother
Okay.
with some poults here. So you will see units that have males and females set aside. The reason we do this is to achieve a better success rate in mating. Turkeys are not like njogos. They're not like the male chicken. They don't run after the female during mating season. It is the female that beckons the male by sitting on the floor. So we do them this way to avoid the males from fighting. The fights during mating season, the fights are very tough. They can go for days. They can go for days.
Okay.
So I think everybody has been able to see how we do them.
Yeah, I have a question here from one of the viewers. She's asking, what are the best markets for Turkey? Do you have like specific markets?
The best markets.
Yes.
These would be individuals. That is the best market I can tell you, because during festive seasons, during Easter, during Christmas, Thanksgiving, as long as you're marketing yourself in the proper platforms, people will call to order turkeys. What we do is that we sell whole turkeys. We will weigh them after slaughter. We will weigh them before slaughter and weigh them after slaughter. Normally, 80% of the initial live weight is what you end up with when you slaughter. When you get the head off, the legs, the intestines, and dress it properly, it should be 80%. So that 80% is what we sell at 1,200 per kg. That is the
Looks
best
like
market so far.
okay. Do you have like do you sell your turkeys abroad?
We haven't gotten there.
Okay.
There's a particular meat processing company that has approached me. They wanted 500 kilos a week, and from the numbers that I have presently, I could not take up that order for it has a performance clause attached to the order. That's why I've been moving around Kenya, also networking with everybody who is into the business of producing turkeys, advising on the quality and also advising on the breeding standards, so that we have a unified set of good breeders that are able to give you the numbers required. My plan, I have a 5-year plan. My plan has been to grow in numbers first, to successfully acquire incubators machines that are able to immediately they lay. We put the eggs into the incubator, so that now the poults, once hatched after 28 days, they are able to be put in the brooder. When you do that, and you are
Yes.
able to produce your feeds at the lowest cost, then you can competitively say that you're in the market with the likes of people who supply major meat companies like Farmer's Choice. Otherwise, the cost of feeds is another challenge that is there in the market. Feeds, poultry feeds. Turkeys just eat what chickens eat. It's very easy. They're very simple birds to keep. If there are no feeds in a particular day, I can go to the farm, pick cabbages, pick kales, pick grass, and give them. They will do just fine. However, the market for feeds in Kenya has been, everybody's in it. and it's not quality as such. Most companies, especially the individual companies, the quality of feed is not good. Is not good. So in our plan, we plan to farm our feeds, to plant the maize required, the sunflower required, the soybeans required, crush them, mix with minerals, mix with proteins, omena, and end up with feeds that are equally good and cheaper, uh, in order to lower our cost unit production costs per
So
per bird.
if someone was to venture into this turkey rearing, how
Yes.
many does one require for him or her to start this bird rearing? How many of them? And do you does your company offer some kind of training?
Yes, I do offer consultancy. I also we also have visitors who come, schools who come to learn. Um, a visit, we normally charge 1,000 per person. For the time that we spend, 2 hours per visit. If it is a group, there is of course a negotiation for that. It is a requirement. These are not birds that you can just buy off the streets and go home successfully, you know, release them. There is particular set of follow through standards that to be a success, you have to keep. First one, turkeys require a very clean environment. By clean, I mean the feeding, what they eat requires to be clean. The housing requires to be clean, free of, you know, uh, walk-ins, biosafety issues, people who come in with diseases from everywhere. You see, germs is disease-carrying microorganisms that can be carried by anybody, even myself. So as a control, what we do is on a very tight-knit weekly program, there is cleaning that happens here. There is vaccinations programs that we have at the farm that are followed, and record keeping is also done to ensure that we know which bird has taken which drug at what point, which has been vaccinated, and what is the cost involved. Every day there's a feeding program. A bird at this size, at maturity, will require 160, between 140 to 160 grams of feeds every day. They don't eat as much as chickens do because they leave you with the options of involving greens that are cheaper. If you see around the farm, we have a lot of this. This is kawaida inaitwa nini, terere. Amarendas. I'm forgetting the other scientific name, but this is greens that we have that we can easily pluck and give them if feeds are not there. Cabbages are also another solution, but water is required. Clean water has to be provided uh, to the birds on a daily basis. So,
What are some of the
I,
challenges? You've been in business for, you said you've been around for 5 years. What are the challenges and what should we expect if someone wants to venture into this kind of business?
turkeys are not cheap birds. It's a capital intensive exercise, because if you are a starter and you wanted to start and you wanted to maximize your output, the best number to start with is 1 male to 3 hens. 3 is a good number for the male. Unlike the cockerels, the male turkey uh, is not very, I'm missing the right words, is not very fertile as such. you need to feed them properly every day with a very balanced diet and some greens to achieve a good sperm count in the males. The female also has no. When you slaughter it, you will see that the place whereby the female stores the sperms after mating is very tiny. So there are people who talk and talk out of lack of experience. They say, "Oh, once they mate, it's okay. You can carry the female, go with it." That is a lie. It is a lie, and it is proven practically here, because when you do that, by the time the eggs come out, they're laid, and then you have to hatch them. Most of them do not come out, do not hatch. They fail to hatch because of the fertility of the egg. So to successfully do this, we put a male to the females, 3 maximum at any one time. So now each day, or they would skip a day and lay. Normally a healthy bird that has been fed and brought up well should be able to give you between 18 to 25 eggs in one laying season. And if you are not using the birds to incubate the eggs, however much good turkeys are as incubators, these are natural incubators by every standard. They would sit on eggs for a month without waking up. Observing feeding programs in that period when they're sitting on eggs is important to avoid losing them. Some of them will die out of just lack of energy. They sit until they die on the eggs. So now,
So how?
if you are not using
Go ahead.
if you are not using the females to hatch the eggs, it is important and advisable to invest in an incubator machine, whereby an egg laid a day goes directly straight into the incubator once qualified as a hatchable egg. It is qualified by 2 standards: the egg's shell appearance and the formation, how it looks, how it feels, the texture of the shell, and the assertion that you have actually seen a male is active in the house, in the coops. Some males are too heavy or too old. You see, old males like you have in cockerels, turkeys, once they grow old, the nail, ile kucha ya ndume ile iko pale, I don't know how they
Yes.
call it, it goes larger. So when they are mating, the male has to come on top of the female, and the female crouches on the floor, sits on the floor, then the male comes on top. So in that process of mating, if the nail is too long, they tend to pinch the female. So obviously the exercise is not successful. She could miss, or it could miss.
Someone asked you about the duration. How long does it take for them to hatch? And what's the price of an egg in your area, or maybe in the Kenyan market?
Currently, the market rate for eggs is 250 shillings each. It takes 28 days for the brooding period of an egg to be hatched. A successfully fertilized eggs should be cuddled on the 5th day from the start of the brooding period to check whether the embryo inside the egg is developing. So you see, by doing so, you eliminate the time spent by the hen sitting on eggs that are not fertilized. So you are able to remove that one and add other eggs.
Mr. Mwendwa, let's talk money. we want to know if I had 10 of them, how much am I expected to have at the end of the month?
10 turkeys.
Yes.
They don't lay month to month. That is one thing that we need to get clear. Turkeys come into oestrus period during the long rains. When not in long rains, probability of having a laying turkey is minimal, maybe 10%. But in laying period, they will all, as long as they are 8 months and above, they will all come into position of saying they are actually sexually active and 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 laying. So they start laying. You provide laying boxes in the coops, because that time you are collecting eggs. Now we are talking about the production. If you have one female, and one female manages to give you between 18 eggs and 25, I've not seen a turkey that crosses from 25, but I've heard that some can go to 28, but I haven't
Okay.
seen. Yeah. So if this hen gives you 18 to 25 eggs, and they all, because it has been feeding well, they all are fertilized, then you expect between 90 to 25% hatch rate that they might
Okay.
hatch. So given the proper conditions for hatchability, you are able to say that now from day one, you have a chick that is on day one going at a rate between 400 shillings to 600. By the time they get to a month, all turkeys, poults, they go for 1,000 shillings, despite the colors. By month two now, color differentiation comes into play, because most people will tell you we want the white ones. Most people will tell you I want females. I want more females. I want, especially the white ones, people go for the females. So it is also important that you control the number of females that have to be bought with the males, because somebody can come and tell you out of 100 chicks, out of 100 poults, I want 80 females, which is not practical anyway. But there are situations that arise like such. A customer is always right. They will tell you, I want the females. Where will you end up taking the males? That is the biggest
Okay.
question. Of course, the outlet is still there for the males, because males gain more weight. A mature male between 8 months and 12 months should weigh between 10 kilos, 10 kilos of meat, 10 kilos live, and 80% of that gives you the meat value of that turkey. From 12 months to 2 years, now depending with the feeding and how well you're doing it, a turkey, especially the males, can go up to 18 kilos. Now, from 18 kilos live weight, you calculate, remove the 20% that is supposed to be there from the head, the legs, the intestines, and the feathers. You get your net meat. The beauty of the turkey meat is this: when you slaughter the turkey, they have very hollow bones. They are not like a cow's bones.
Okay.
And the bone structure is very small to the meat. They put on weight, they put on a lot of meat, and then there now you are able to get your meat value.
I can see we also have one of the viewers asking, how is the uptake of turkey meat in Kenya? Like, do we have that demand of people wanting to have turkey meat?
People would love to have turkey meat every day. It is more of a costs implication. They are not cheap. A kilo would range between 800 shillings 800 shillings per kilo to 1,200 shillings per kilo. Most households are not able to bring the turkey home at that price. Now the question comes at the farmer: how am I able to produce turkeys that I can sell good numbers at reasonable production cost per turkey per kilo? You know, so when you think that way, then you're able to understand that with production of your own feeds, a good housing unit to house many, and good breeders, then you are able to target everybody in the market. You can sell into smaller units. You don't have to sell the whole big turkey. You can sell it in maybe a quarter, or you can sell it in as thighs, wings, backs. So that way you get to reach everybody out there. But as such, right now, because of the production costs, we restrict our clientele basis to be buying the whole turkey. You come, select, or you order, you pay, then we slaughter, we weigh, and we say this is the much the turkey has come to. Then this is the bill. You get me?
Yes, I get you, Mr. Mwendwa. All right, I want us to move swiftly to use. You sent me a list of a number of things here. You said we'll be talking about the turkeys. We have dairy farming, and then we also have milking goats. So I would
Yes.
like us to move to the next step, please.
So now I need to change location.
Yes,
so
please.
that I can go to the other side of the farm. It's a walking distance.
How
Maybe
far
I
is
can be taking questions.
Okay.
Sorry?
Let's go with it.
Maybe I
Yeah,
can
go
be
ahead.
taking questions as I go to the other location.
Okay. Someone asked how much is an incubator and are they available in Kenya?
Yes, incubators are available. Incubators are available. Uh, there are companies that are importing incubators from China. There are others that they are locally producing incubators. So it depends with the capacity of the incubator that you want. Yeah, that is very important. Have I answered that one?
I think maybe she wanted to know in terms of how much will it cost her. I'm sure she wanted
To
to
buy an
hear some
incubator?
figures. You quoting some figures. Yes.
Okay, a good incubator is an automatically turning incubator. Now that one should range between 32,000 to all the way to 200K, depending on the capacity.
Someone we know we have Kenyans who are watching you and they are very much interested with whatever you're doing. How
Yes.
much do you think they need to set aside?
How much?
How much do they need to set aside for them to start this kind of for them to start agribusiness?
Start small. That is what I can advise, frankly speaking, because of the costing and the experience required to produce turkeys. Turkeys are not birds that you can say that you will just all of a sudden wake up and buy 100 of them. They are capital intensive. As I've told you, a male turkey, mature turkey, can mate with 3 maximum. And if you're buying each at 5,000 shillings and each female at 4,000 shillings, now you can see the calculations. Come to the housing. They will need good housing. They will need proper setup. So basically, my advice would be let people start with what they can. not unless it's a huge investment that somebody is prepared to go into with consultancy services as a helping hand, then feasibly it is advisable to start with a reasonable number.
The cost of rearing versus profit.
The cost of?
The cost of rearing turkeys versus profit.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Now, I can tell you for sure that in that costs, let's put it at 5,000 shillings as a male or female. Normally, the cost should be at around 40%. 40% to 50% is the costs involved if you are doing large scale. But if you are doing few, now I'm at the other location, yeah.
Okay. So where is this?
Now this is I want to show you.
Yes.
Somebody was asking about the goats.
Uh-huh.
Here are the goats.
Okay.
You're able to see?
Yes, we can see it. We can see the goats.
Here we mix everything. We do the dairy. We do the poultry production. This is the improved kienyeji. You can see there are times that we just release them outside. We release them outside to feed, like the kienyeji ones. There's the ducks, the goose. This is the goose. So it's different from the Muscovy ducks. And then we do this as a family now here, because my parents wanted to have something they can do in retirement. So basically, this is the dairy unit, whereby these are the dairy cows that we are producing. You can see the coops.
Mr. Mwendwa. Mr. Mwendwa disappeared, so let me try to look for him. Oh, my apologies for that. I think Mr. Mwendwa ran out of bundles, so I'm trying for him. try click on the link again. Mm.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Sorry, my phone finished their charge. I'm actually talking now from the charging unit.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No worries. Go ahead, sir.
So, where were we?
You are talking about the dairy farming.
Yes, I've shown you the cows, but now I can't move around because my phone is charging. That's the only way I can
Okay.
answer. Maybe I can take questions now.
If you okay, let's do this. If you compare, you said you also have kienyeji.
Yes, Kenyaji chicken.
So if you are to advise someone, would you advise someone to go for kienyeji or turkeys?
No. I would always, based on the return on investment and understanding that these are forum on people who want to see where they can invest or work they can take up, maybe back in Kenya, invest in turkeys. Chicken has everybody in it. We don't do chicken here because of any returns. Actually, it's a support system. From the chicken eggs, when we sell eggs, we buy feeds for the turkeys. That is how we have designed this work, so that we don't go to the pocket, back to the pocket to feed the turkeys. So yes, chicken is also good if you want to go the chicken way. But my advice is coming from the accounting bit of, say, how much am I getting at the end of the year? Can I compare if I was doing chickens from January to December? Can I compare that with having one turkey? If you buy one chicken and you buy one turkey, of course, the input initially is not the same. But I can tell you, if you're buying a mature hen today in January and you're buying a mature turkey hen by December, you cannot compare those returns. It is amazing because uh, turkeys have a demand. Not everybody is able to produce them. You always go where nobody is swimming. You don't swim where everybody is, not unless it's meant to be a support system. Like I'm explaining, the chicken from the eggs we sell, we buy the feeds for the turkeys. That is the best way to farm. And us guys, personally, I consult for many people on the accounting basis of agribusiness, doing it as a business. Don't Not doing it the way people do it just for the sake of having a few chickens at home and a few animals running around. You want value for your time, you want value for your investment, you want things that can make sense commercially. Yes.
I also have a question from Simon Kahogi. Yeah, he's asking what's the difference between kienyeji and improved kienyeji chicken?
Improved is a genetically enhanced bird. Kienyeji chicken is just ordinary indigenous birds. Genetically, it is improved in areas whereby it is productivity. It is able to give you more eggs. The size of the egg is also good. These are birds that put on weight. They are able to range between 2 to 5 kilos. That is a kawaida hen from the improved kienyeji. But when you talk kienyeji, you're talking about a bird that runs around, feeds from anything. The much you can get is 1.5 kilos, however big. So if you are doing it for the commercial enterprise, you want something that you're able to sell more in weight per kg. The going rate is 600 shillings for kienyeji, whether indigenous, whether improved hybrid. It's 600 shillings. You go where you can get more for the same cost compared to rearing a kienyeji chicken and a kienyeji improved bird.
So the kienyeji you've shown us there, are you rearing them for meat or is just for egg production?
We put them here for eggs mostly because the plan that we have is to sell the chicks. So when you sell the chicks, then you're not selling eggs. You're selling a chick from the egg, and you're able to get now a better price. A chick would go for 110 shillings each. An egg, you'd sell it maximum 15 shillings per egg, kienyeji egg. So yes, you look at the returns. Where are the margins? What am I doing? Be very purposeful in everything that you do. Look at ways and means of having an ecosystem that supports the other. The way I'm telling you that chicken are able to support the turkeys, chicken are also able to support the cows. They can support the pigs. You see, there was a time that we had pigs. Right now, we are no longer keeping pigs because of the biohazards in the area where we are farming. We are near farmers' choice, and when there is swine fever, every farm loses their pigs to that airborne disease.
Someone also asked, this kind of farming you're doing, can it happen in the city? Maybe because
We are in the
not all of
city.
us. I'm sure you're in Kahawa, right?
Yeah, Kahawa West, yes. It's in the peripheries of the town. But if you're talking about Buruburu, the city center, CBD, unfortunately, you're not able to. You need size, you need land, you need space, you need environments that can allow chicken to be everywhere, cows to mow without saying that you're making noise to everyone.
So if I have to come and do an inquiry and maybe seek training from you, at what level will you now say, now up to this stage you can now go and stand on your own?
It depends with the area of concentration that you're looking at. If you're looking at cows, there is the acceptable number of days or hours we put in. If you're looking at chicken, you cannot compare chicken hours to turkey hours. Turkeys are very, very demanding
Bwana Mwenda, I think there's Bwana Mwenda, I think there's a problem with your connectivity. We can't hear you. Mr. Mwenda, there is a problem with your connectivity. I can't really hear what you're saying.
We are
Can
hello.
you leave the studio and then click on the
Hello.
link again? Oh,
Hello.
yeah, yes. Can you hear me? Can you unmute your mic? Unmute your mic. Your mic is on the mute.
Okay,
Mr.
can you hear me
Mwenda,
now?
unmute your mic.
Can you hear me?
We can't hear you. Yes, go ahead, sir. Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was the advice I was giving.
You are saying something we couldn't hear you clearly because of the connectivity. So kindly tell us what you are.
Right now, I am trying to have the volume correct. I think there is a disconnection between my Bluetooth and the phone. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Can you
I
hear
can
me
hear
now?
you, sir. Yes, loud
Yes.
and clear, Mr.
I was
Mwenda.
answering somebody's question.
Yes.
And maybe you could repeat the question so that I get it clearly, because since you didn't hear me.
Okay, we were saying, assume I want to venture into there is a connectivity, Mr. Mwenda.
Yes. Hello. Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, now it's back. I can take your question again.
I was saying, assume I approach you and say, hey, Mwendwa, I want some training from you. So at what level or at what stage will you say that now, if I leave you at this stage, you can be able to do by yourself?
It will depend with the area of concentration you want. If it is crop production, because we also have a farm in Nyahururu, I'm able to advise on the particular crop that you want to take up. If it is if it is livestock husbandry, we have different rates for different animals and birds. Of course, there are birds that you don't need training after a day; it's done. They are like now the rabbits. What would we be talking about the rabbits? They are easy to keep and like that. But then if it is turkeys, we would look at the number of birds you want, the scope, the size of the birds, and the age, so that now we are able to tell you maybe you need a week, maybe you need 2 days, maybe you need a day. It depends. It depends both, and that's frankly how it should work. But yes, I have been able to visit farmers, help them set up the housing structures, help them set up the birds, and we also sell the breeders. If you want a male and a female for your breeding into turkeys, whether it's chicken, whether it's turkeys, whether it's ducks, goose, we still do sell.
One more last question. Maybe we can touch on this one before we end the show.
Yes,
People are
I
interested
also
to know
needed to
about.
show you the white turkeys.
Okay.
You see that one? That one is a white broad-breasted Holland. From
Okay.
you can yes. We also have these ones that have mixed colors, white and black. These are the brooders. When we are talking about the brooders, this is the kind of housing. Sorry, the kind of housing whereby we provide a bulb. Already they are past that time, so we put them here. But on production of poles, we keep them in those setups. This is the sweetgrass variety of turkey. These are breeder male that I wanted you to see. This is the white Holland mature male. This is some of the whites that we have, and the black bronze and the chicken. So yes, you can see the level of housing that we have done. They used to be pig houses, but then now after the pigs went, I turned them into poultry units. So now there was the last question.
Maybe if you can just run through this goat farming. I saw a question about goat farming. Goat
Goat
farming.
farming. Yes.
Yes. We'd like to get some more information about goat farming and why goat farming.
Goat farming, I will tell you the why first. You see, production costs for milk from a cow cannot be compared to that of milk from a goat. There is a very good demand for goat milk, which is very nutritious. It is also very thick as compared to a cow's milk. And now the spacing required to put goats is very small as compared to also the cow's business. You see, people invest a lot in a cow. A good milking cow should average right now, presently in the market rate, you should be able to get a 30 to 60 liters production at 150K, between 150 and 250. That one would go for 30 liters per day production to maybe 60 liters per day production. For a goat, you need between 15,000 and 25,000, depending on the type of goat that you want to keep. And
Of course, now the housing is smaller units. They need grass. They can survive on hay pretty well without 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 being underfed. Without being underfed. So people are going into goats production. And unfortunately, I'm unable to walk far to the goats with this phone because it is running out of charge. I'm back to the charging port.
Okay.
But I'm reachable. I can give anybody who wants to contact me on goat farming. They can look for me directly on my telephone number. I'm also running this page, Attain Poultry Farm, on Facebook. You can go there, see what I do. I'm also engaging a lot of farmers all over Kenya on different production methods, on different breeding schedules, and yes, I'm available. This is something that I'm committed to doing, and for me, for creating markets for everybody, where
So
everybody is able to get value for what they have done, the work they have done, without having Hello. Hello. Hello.
Bwana Mwenda.
Yes, Paul
Yes,
boss.
Bwana Mwenda.
The phone calls are coming through. It's crazy.
Because of time and also your connectivity issues, maybe we can have another session probably day after tomorrow, and then we see what we can do. So as per now, maybe you can just give us your contact and where we can find you. And before you go, I had this question: if I had, let's say, 100,000.
If you had 100 what? If you had
If I
100,
had 100K,
yes,
if I had 100,000,
yes.
which one would you advise me to go for? Is it the kienyeji chicken? Is it the turkey or the goat farming?
I would advise you to invest into turkey production, and because that one, if you are able to get mature birds and you are away, possibly looking at your situation, I would tell you buy some turkeys, have a good housing unit wherever you have space, keep them there. Mature birds do not die very easily like poults do. So that one is something that you're able to train somebody from wherever you are to check up on them, and when they go into production, it will be timely for you. You can plan about it because you know when the rains are coming, when it's approaching them, that is the time now you are on the ground and seeing how they are doing. Otherwise, in between there, if you have good security, just buy turkeys, invest into that, we will deliver, and you'll be sorted.
All right.
The return is worth it. I tell you for sure.
So if I invest right now, by the time we end 2021, how much do you think I can get as a profit?
It is quick mathematics. If you get one male and three females, that is 12 plus 5, that is 17,000. That is one set of breeders. If you get that, and each female is able to give you three times laying season a year, so each female gives you between 18 and 25. Put it modestly at 20 eggs. 20 eggs times 3, then times 3. You get, then that is how much? 60 eggs. On eggs value alone, you'd be having 60 eggs times 250 if you want to sell eggs, fertilized eggs, to people who want to incubate for poults. If you proceed and put poults into that, what you'd be saying is from the 60, if you are to expect maybe a 90% hatch rate, because you have brooded them properly, you'd be getting 60 to 90. You can do that math, and then 2 months of the brooder being in the brooder, multiply that times 2,000 shillings each. If you sell the poults at 2,000 shillings each at month 2, so you see the kind of value you'd get from just one giving you an average of 20 eggs times 3 times a year times 2,000 shillings. In approximately 14 to 16 months, you'd be saying that you have an hatch rate of 90% from the 60 eggs that you got times 2,000, with good consultancy services aiding you to take care of the poults.
Francisco.
Yes, Hubs.
I know it's a bit hectic.
Don't worry. It is
this.
just that customers are calling and they don't know that I'm in this. But next time I will plan better. I will have it on a different, maybe on a laptop or something.
Okay. Sawa. Give us your contact, so maybe those who are interested can check up on you.
Yeah. So my contacts are Francisco Mwendwa. You can find me on Facebook at Francisco Mwendwa. I run a page called Attain Poultry Farm, as it appears on the screen. My telephone number is 0728381420. Of course, now with the Kenyan code.
All right. Thank you very much.
+254. That is the Kenyan telephone code.
Sawa. Thank you very much, Mr. Mwendwa. Before you go, there's a time you promised me a German Shepherd. What happened?
You didn't show up. They're there. They're still there.
I'll come for one.
I expected you. Kuja karibu anytime.
Ndakuja kwa hiyo farm yako tuone.
Sorry?
Ndakuja kwa hiyo farm tuone what next.
Hakuna shida. Kuja karibu. When you land here, just tell me you are around and we will hook up.
Okay. Sawa. Thank you very much, Mr. Mwendwa, and it was a pleasure having you here.
Thank you so much.
Okay, before you go, you have any message to the diaspora community?
Well, I'll just tell them, look, these are crazy times. Corona is driving the world crazy. Maybe you could think about later.
All right, thank you very much for watching. We'll have to end the show from now because Mr. Mwenda is so busy. Customers are calling. So we are going to arrange for the next chat, so we can have a chat with less interruptions. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and it was pleasure doing this. From studio with me was Mr. Mwenda, and tunasema asante.